Hello everybody, it's Max McAllister here at the end of our first spine and soul crushing day of brutal physical labor building our new raised bed garden slash deck structure. So I'll kind of show you around with our progress. The starting point was hard. I actually had a head start today, as you saw on the first part, video part one. I had already organized the stairwell, and so what I did was I have this pretty noteworthy slope to the land here at my house. To make the entire structure level would have meant that the deck would have ended up over halfway up that fence over there, so it would have looked, you know, pretty ridiculous. So I decided, in the nature of just letting things drain anyway, a little bit of gentle slope wasn't going to be a problem. But getting the stairwell level, square, and plumb, that was a task, as you can kind of see if you get down lower, you know, to the grade of the ground, to get all that level, plumb, and square. That took some time, building the stairwell. That actually was most of a day, I would say, of piddling with that and getting it going. You can kind of come up and look down it now. But we have completed literally 50% of the project today. So in one full day. So it's 6 o'clock now, sun's setting out over there, as you can see. And we got literally one side all the way done. So come check it out. We even got our tubs pre-drilled for some drainage. Hopefully my holes are big enough. I'm going to ask some other people about how big of holes we should have in our tubs for drainage. But I Swiss cheese those a little bit. And then the deck, I decided to let the deck slope a little bit downward. Not fully with the land, but close to with the land. Just because it was also going to be optically wacky if I got to here. This deck would have been up where actually my tubs are at right now, for it to be level. So we decided a little gentle slope wouldn't hurt it either. So, you know, if you the tubs, you know, just drop in there. We're gonna load one up with dirt and see if it sags any, or see what it looks like. If it doesn't, we're not gonna worry about supporting them underneath. If they do sag, or if one does sag, then I bought a 6x6. We're gonna cut that and put a 6x6 post in the ground right below it, just for it to set on and kind of bear some of that weight from the center of each one. But we're gonna wait until we fill one and see how it behaves. You know, carpentry is not brain surgery, so you do your best. If you mess up, cut another piece of wood. You know, there's the old adage, if you've not done this stuff a lot, is measure twice, cut once. Saves a lot of lumber. But in a project like this, you're using so many sizes and so many pieces, you're bound to save everything, because you'll find a place for it later. And you know, obviously trying to do something like this on uneven ground, you know, since it's not a house and there actually wasn't a plan, I'm just making this up as I go along. If things weren't you know, exactly the same length or something, it really didn't matter, as long as we had things square and the tubs fit nicely in each thing. If anybody wants to do this, a project with these Rubbermaid tubs like I've done, you obviously don't have to do one so big. You can just do 2 or 4 or whatever. The dimension for this width is 28 3/8. And if you have questions about, hey, this, that, and the other thing, I can let you know the dimensions to make your rectangles out of, so that your tubs hang properly, with you know, as much of the railing supported as possible. And then down here, we haven't figured out what we're going to do down at the very, very bottom, but this lets us, you know, work at waist height. Down here, I've got a whole lower level that I haven't really figured out what to do, but you can see we had to do some digging underneath. We just raked and smoothed. I put that little, let's call it retaining kick panel there, just so if dirt fell over time, it would catch it. And look, our dog's already finding our compost pile. Roxy, you move on. But down here, you know, if we want to work while we're planting and stuff, I think we're going to probably go ahead and finish this little area down here. We're talking about maybe doing paving stones. Well, I guess if we did deck height, we'd be up a little more realistic. We haven't really got a plan yet, and since we're new to gardening, we'll figure it out on the go. So this was our first. I'll say I've probably got. Oh, by the way, my wife is a tremendous help. She's no slouch, so she does a lot of the manual labor, drags concrete and lumber around. She's awesome. So that's my wife Tammy. So there was 2 of us going at this all day, and I probably had 10 hours head start last week as we could find sunny days to get going on this. Now we're behind, so this is technically the weekend you're supposed to be planting in our zone in Georgia. So we're behind, but I think we're gonna come out all right. So you could actually see one more time, maybe come down with the camera. This is, kind of the opposite direction from the deck here. Let me see the camera real quick. So this is, good dog in the way. So this is how we've turned this totally useless piece of land at our house into hopefully what's going to be an epic raised bed garden as soon as we get some food going. So that'll take some time. All right, so my name's Max. If you like this video, please like it, share it with your friends who may be interested in getting a raised bed garden going, and check back on my channel. I do all kinds of things, so if you want to watch these videos, you'll be able to search Max and raised bed garden. So Max raised bed garden, and you should be able to find the whole series. So this was part 2. All right, thanks a lot, and I appreciate it.